to boldly go where no man has gone before. Star Trek, open parentheses, 2009, close parentheses. Star Trek 2009 stars Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Carl Urban, and Simon Pegg, and is directed by the man himself, J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams, as you know, will be directing Star Wars Episode 7, and after watching this, I completely understand why. Whether it's traveling to warp speed or a simple shot of people getting aboard a spacecraft, this really felt more like a Star Wars-esque adventure than a Star Trek one. J.J. Abrams, in fact, does a great job directing this movie. He manages to capture wide shots aboard the Enterprise and such beautiful-looking shots in space. There's also a lot of camera pans, which kind of gives you a sense of the space that you're in, and it really invests you into this world, which is one of the best qualities of the movie. You will be very invested in the story, the characters, and pretty much this universe. The writing is solid. There's some great dialogue, and one in the film that I particularly loved. It's the scene where Spock meets Kirk. Future Spock meets Kirk, and Kirk says what Future Spock was doing was technically cheating, and Future Spock says, "Something I learned from an old friend." And at that moment, the music built up, and the camera zoomed onto Kirk's face, and that was such a riveting and phenomenal moment in the film. Despite the fact that this is a science fiction film and there's time travel and other planets and, shootouts in space, the writers actually tried to make this feel as real as they could by constructing such well-made characters. Every character in the movie has a distinct personality, and that's 7-8 characters that they managed to flesh out in a 2-hour movie. But the performances are especially great all round. Of course, the lead, Chris Pine as Kirk, does a great job, but I think my personal favorite would have to be Zachary Quinto as Spock. Spock as a person is perfect, but it's his inner character that's filled with imperfection. He's the kind of guy who follows the rules and is guided by logic, but at times he's guided by emotion. And to see him interact with his polar opposite, Captain Kirk, who is far more reckless than he is, makes for some of the best scenes in the movie. Also, Simon Pegg is funny as hell. The pacing in the film is great as well. You never for a second get bored by what's going on, and you are in the story for the whole 2 hours, and the tension is rarely broken. The action in the film is great, whether it's hand-to-hand combat or spaceships shooting at each other. It's all great, and the visual effects make it look so real. The visual effects are fantastic. But one of the main things that make the movie what it is, of course, Michael Giacchino's score. It adds such a great tone to the movie, and it really makes you feel like you're on an adventure. So a well-directed, well-acted, well-written, well-paced sci-fi adventure, probably one of the best since the original Star Wars trilogy, earns itself a 9 out of 10. I personally hate how everyone's talking about Episode 7 when Into Darkness is soon to release. Also, I'm going to be watching that today, actually, so stay tuned for my review. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and expect more.